The market is going bonkers. We haven't had a chance to really talk about this since it all happened, but here we are. Let me just make sure that we are live. Okay, we are. We are. How is it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the NJ Show. I hope you're all doing well. What a horrible, horrible climate that we're in right now with this whole FTX CZ stuff. But we're going to dive into it today. We're going to talk about what's going on, what's happened since the last time we spoke about this, and how it's probably going to affect the market in the near term. You know, it's not looking good. That's the reality of it. It's not looking good at all whatsoever. And what we'll do is we'll quickly have a quick recap as to where we were a couple of days ago. So on Thursday, we did an episode covering CZ versus SBF, right? And, FTX, SBF, sorry, he pissed CZ off, made some tweets that weren't really necessary, really got CZ wound up, thought CZ was a super nice guy. What did CZ do in return? Cut his head off. That's pretty much what has happened. All right. Now, a lot has happened since that episode. That episode was a good episode. We covered quite a bit of it, but a lot has happened since then. So what we're going to do is we're going to return to this story and we're going to do a part two. And that part two is going to happen right now. Okay. So let me just share my screen real quick. Usually I like to do shout outs and I like to do X, Y, and Z, but let's just get straight into it. All right. You guys know the drill, like, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. We are like a few subscribers, a handful of subscribers away from 5K. So let's see if we can get that this episode. All right. Okie dokie. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what the current situation is. The current situation is SBF versus CZ. CZ destroyed SBF. He completely destroyed him. I'm going to assume that for those of you who are tuning in today, you guys were able to catch the previous episode that I did, not the CPI one, but the one before that, where I discussed what was happening with CZ, NFT, and SBF. All right. Now, we start with this article here, right? You need to understand the FTX debacle, even if you have no investments in crypto, because it does affect crypto entirely. It really does. All right. Now, the sudden collapse of FTX, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, the world's third largest cryptocurrency exchange, underlines how important it is for any investor to learn about the risks they take when they park their money with a regulated firm. All right. FTX and its affiliated companies filed for bankruptcy November 11th. The company's founder, SBF, resigned his position as CEO and was replaced by John J. Ray III. Okay. A lawyer who has worked on bankruptcies of Enron, Nortel Networks, and many other companies. Bankman Fried is staying on with FTX to assist with an orderly transition, according to a press release. So, obviously, we know that SBF lost his job. The whole company went bankrupt. Of course, he lost his job. It's not what a CEO is meant to do. A CEO, like if we take an example, right? If you look at the previous CEO of Twitter, the previous chief, I think his name was Parag or something like that. He was able to sell Twitter to Elon Musk for 15% more than it was actually valued at. So that CEO did really well. He did a good job. That's what CEOs are meant to do. They're meant to protect your company. They're meant to make your company look bigger and better. Obviously, SBF, the CEO of FTX, didn't do that. The CEO of FTX got them liquidated, got them in $10 billion of debt. To give you some clarity on it, a couple of days ago, especially right before we did that episode on Wednesday or Thursday, Sam was worth around $15 billion. Okay? Think about it. Imagine what 10K would do for you today, or 20K, or 30K, or 100K. What would that do for you? He was worth 15 billion. Anyway, it's got to a stage now where he owes around 9.4 billion, maybe up to 10, I think. And he's trying to do a raise to get it. That's how crazy it is. That is how crazy it is in the market right now. And the market is reacting to it. So literally, worst CEO of all time. All right. So here's the press release from FTX. You guys will have known they tweeted this the other day. This was from the chief himself, the new one, John J. Ray. Okay. He's been appointed as the chief officer for FTX Group. SBF has resigned. Obviously, the immediate relief of Chapter 11 is appropriate to provide FTX Group the opportunity to assess the situation and develop a process to maximize recoveries for stakeholders. Now, the thing is, if you're 10 billion in the hole, I don't really know how you're going to get any of that money back. I don't really know how you're going to do it. But anyway, FTX, based in the Bahamas. I've never been to the Bahamas, Has anyone ever been to Hawaii? Let me know in the chat if you have, because I'd be interested to go there. Based in the Bahamas, held about $16 billion in customer assets, but had lent about 10 billion of those funds to Alameda Research, a trading firm also run by SBF and headquartered in Hong Kong. According to a Wall Street Journal report, Alameda in turn had lent out billions of dollars with some loans secured by FTT, a cryptocurrency created by FTX, according to that report. Okay. Now, the thing is, FTT, you guys will already know, is the token of FTX. All right. That's their main token, just like you've got Binance and you've got BNB. All right. So FTT is their token. Now, again, we covered a lot of this in the previous episode that we did. All right. Where we spoke about the cycle that Sam used in order to get his wealth. All right. He made a token. He was backed by some very big names. Okay. And he used that token as collateral to take out loans that weren't able to be paid back. He was so confident on his FTT token that when the token went bust, all these loans, all this money that he owes now, it has to be backed and paid by something, but he can't sell any FTT to do it. He can't do that because everybody else sold FTT, including CZ. All right. CZ didn't have to do much here. All CZ had to do was remove his investment from FTT, and suddenly the whole crypto space reacted. Now, I know a lot of stuff was going on with BitBoy as well. I know there was tons of stuff going on with BitBoy. I'm not 100% clued up with that. We were going to cover that on the stream a couple of weeks ago, and you won't believe it. I had an argument with Murtaza, and I said, this is not really good content. Let's not cover this on the stream. And then a few weeks later, we're here now, and it's the biggest news that crypto has ever found. So if you guys are tuned into the Telegram with the first link in the description below, you guys will know who Murtaza is. Murtaza is part of In It for the Tech. He's been on the episode once or twice in the past to talk about CPI and stuff. He's a really, really great chap. He's a co-founder of In It for the Tech. He works alongside me. Really great guy. You guys will meet him soon. He's going to start doing his own videos. He has got the eye for really juicy content. He really, really has the eye. And when he brought this up to me, I said, nah, I'm not going to cover this. A couple of weeks later, look where we are. Insane. So I was wrong. Hands up. I could have maybe even prevented it. So I apologize. I let myself down. I let my community down in a little bit of a way. That said, we're here now. We'll cover it now. Okay. So the value of FTT crashed as FTX faced $5 billion in customer withdrawal requests last weekend, which left FTX facing an $8 billion shortfall. According to SBF, Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, big up Binance, had said it was selling its $500 million in FTT-based... No. It wasn't 500 mil. Binance have roughly, at the time, they had around $2.1 billion in FTX, and they took 25% of that and transferred it over to their own exchange, Binance, to start the selling process. Okay, now lo and behold, FTX has rugged since then. Okay, so it's not looking good. Now, this is the thing. This is where the confusion starts to get a bit wavy. On an exchange, in order for you to trade on that exchange, the exchange needs to have a certain amount of things in place already in order for you to be able to make your trades. All right. Say, for instance, you want to trade Bitcoin or something like that. You've got to have liquidity on that exchange in order for that to happen. Now, it was a very clever system that FTX were using. The way that liquidity works on FTX is, well, I can't give you an exact diagram off the top of my head, but essentially, when people withdrew $5 billion in one go, the exchange simply could not handle that. They did not have the reserves in place to handle that much FUD. And what I mean by FUD is, I mean the withdrawals. If you see $5 billion being withdrawn from your wallet, you're going to be like, what the hell? Let me try and break this down even more, all right? Let's say, for instance, you've got a jar downstairs, all right? And in this jar, you put £10. Your mum, dad, sisters, brothers, whatever, they all put £10, and you rotate this jar. You keep taking £10 at a time. No more than 10 comes out at once. All right. Suddenly, out of nowhere, everybody comes and removes £10 at once, and there's one person left who's trying to withdraw that £10, but there's no money in the jar. So that person says, "Oh, well, I want to withdraw my money now. I want to take this £10 out the jar." The jar says, "Okay, give me a second. I'm just processing this request," but it can't finish the process because there's no money left in the jar. And that is what's happened here. Customers tried to withdraw 5 billion in one pop, and they couldn't. And it gets worse. It gets way worse than this. So, like it says here, which left FTX facing an $8 billion shortfall. So, that's the end of that particular article, but that is essentially the major part of what's going on with FTX right now. The fact that many people have tried to withdraw their funds. And you know what? I knew this, um as soon as I saw the FTT price plummeting, the first thing I thought of was, when are they going to pause withdrawals? And I tweeted about this too. I tweeted about this very, very recently, and I said, look, it's very unsafe at the moment. The only place that seemed safe was Binance. And even today, I'm going to double back on what I said there. The thing is, the way that CZ is fighting with SBF at the moment so publicly, and the way that things are going down, I'm not sure it's even safe to really hold all your funds on any exchange at the moment, let alone Binance or any other exchange. So this is going to be my full stance on the topic, as before we just move on. All right. What I would say is, if you've got a ledger, all right, if you've got a nano ledger, this episode is not sponsored by Ledger. This is just my ledger. Big shout out to Crypto AM though for buying it for me 2-3 years ago. If you've got a ledger, great. If you've got MetaMask, that's a start. Okay. So what I would say is, just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Yeah. So what I would say is, if you can move your funds over to MetaMask or move your funds over to your ledger, and only keep what you need on an exchange if you absolutely need to. Okay? Absolutely need to. So what I mean by that is trading funds. What I mean by that is, if you need to move it quickly and out quickly, maybe you're cashing out or whatever you're doing, but be very, very, very careful. All right. Now, what I'll do is, before we go over to the next article, I'm just going to give a little shout out to the community here. So who have I got down there? I've got Ashura down here. I've got JMO down here. I've got Elizabeth here. I've got Aya here. Stinkfove here. Phil the Flying Frenchman. Good to see you. JMO. We've got Marta. We've got Crypto Mac. Good to see you. KAR Crypto. Nice to see you. We've got Footsie. Nice to see you, Footsie. Good to see you. You've got Luke. We've got Luke again, but a different spelling. We've got Eduardo. We've got, who else have we got here? We have got Lily. Good to see you, Lily. Thanks for joining. We've got a full-on conversation going down here. Frederico, good to see you. Thank you for joining live from home. And we have got Alt Hayes, all right, and Pollard, all right, Pollard. There you go. There's your shout out. All right, so let's continue. So, what are the effects of this problem that SBF has? Let's say, for instance, everybody is pulling their money out of the exchange, and now they're in a hole that they can't pay. What are one of the problems that they're going to suffer? Well, if you remember, many weeks ago, BlockFi was going under, and Sam stepped in and said, hey, BlockFi, don't worry about it. We're going to bail you out. We, FTX, are going to bail you out. We're going to acquire BlockFi, and we are going to make sure that you guys survive in the bear market. All right. And during that time, we covered it on this show, and I said, what did I say? I need to make sure I remember correctly. What I said was, I'm bullish on anything that Sam touches. Okay. So in terms of Solana, I said I was very bullish. Okay. And potentially I still am. There is a potential for me. I can still build a case as to why I am, So when I saw FTX sort of bail out BlockFi, I said to myself, all right, well, look, listen, if they're going to bail out BlockFi and if they're going to supply BlockFi with enough money to build during the bear market, then why wouldn't I be bullish on this? Why wouldn't it be a good thing? This is a very bullish story. It took around 300 million for them to do this. All right. Now, they received a grant and all sorts that allowed them to build throughout the bear market. However, a couple of months later, we're here now and FTX has been liquidated pretty much, okay? They're in debt. Crypto lender BlockFi suspends withdrawals in FTX Contagion. The crisis sparked by the collapse of SBF's FTX crypto empire ensnared BlockFi, a troubled digital asset lender once worth $3 billion, but which has now limited activity on its platform. It's going to be worth nothing by the end of this. BlockFi on Twitter said it will pause client withdrawals, citing a lack of clarity over the status of one-time savior FTX US. Now, it's important that you guys don't differentiate between FTX and FTX US. They're two different things. They run by the same person, they're owned and founded by the same person, but they're two different things. FTX US is the US FTX platform, and FTX is the FTX platform. Okay, so the FTX US is only made for US customers. They haven't been affected as much as FTX has. But naturally, with the whole thing going on with FTX, you can imagine that FTX US is probably not sitting in the same place. Now, at some stage here, I believe we should... No, we don't have a link for it. So I'll just say it here like this then. So at some point, Binance did say, CZ said, look, I'll buy FTX off you and I'll sort this problem out. Okay? CZ being the top dog that he is. He said he'd do that. Now, CZ, upon purchasing FTX, he sits down with SBF and he says, okay, so what I want everything and I'll pay you for it and I'll bail out all these things for it too. Sam responds and says, well, hang on a second. No, you can have FTX. That's what I'm selling. You can't touch FTX US. So CZ turns around and says, okay, if that's what you're saying, then I'm out. Either FTX US comes as part of the package or I'm out. Sam turns around and says, okay, if that's the case, then screw you. I'm going to try and raise the money in another way. And that's where literally Binance walked away from that. Okay? They are nearly $10 billion in the hole. Nearly $10 billion. I don't know how you're going to raise money for that. And there's so much more going on as well. All these links that I've got here, it doesn't cover everything. It covers 90%, but there are a few more side stories that are happening around it. Don't know if you guys are knowing what's happening with Algod, that guy, that waste man. Hey, also, just to let you know, we've got like 60, 70 people watching. Can we get a like spike, please, if you don't mind? Let's get it to 50 for now. I think we can do it. And if you're tuning in and you're new to the show, do consider subscribing, or at least wait till the end of the video and see if you want to subscribe to the channel or not. All right, because let's see, I think we are, hold on, 5 subscribers away from 5,000 subscribers. We're 5 away. We're 5. We're literally 5 away. Okay, let's carry on. Right. So BlockFi on Twitter said it will pause withdrawals. We know that. Did FTX buy anything else that would allow them to go into more debt? You have to remember that anything that SBF touched, anything that he put money towards is now going to be investigated. All right? Big time it's going to be investigated. Now, bear in mind, I'm getting so many phone calls while I'm in the middle of my stream. Bear in mind that this is probably going to be the end for BlockFi. I mean, I don't know. Do you let me know what you guys think? Do you see Binance coming in and buying BlockFi? I don't see that happening at all. The developments at BlockFi underscore growing concerns about contagion from the toppling of crypto exchange FTX and trading house Alameda Research. Digital asset lenders like BlockFi and Celsius Network, which is in bankruptcy, had already been buffeted by the root in virtual coins over 2020. This is a very generic article. The way that this is written is not that great, But the point is that BlockFi are not looking very strong at the moment. BlockFi are in danger, and anything else that SBF has touched is in danger too. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, this is not fair on Solana, but at the end of the day, it's not about what's fair and what isn't fair. Either you've got the money or you don't, you know? And Federico says it here, beautiful statement here. He says, it's only a matter of time until Netflix releases a film about all of this year in crypto. It will be. It literally will be something along those lines. I shit you not. So moving along, we've got here Multicoin Capital hit by FTX collapse with 10% of its funds, AUM, stuck on the exchange. Multicoin Capital is significantly impacted by FTX's collapse, a letter obtained by the block shows. Around 10% of the Multicoin Master Fund's total AUM is stuck at the crypto exchange per the letter. And this is only one of the stories that we're seeing at the moment in terms of what has been trapped on FTX. I keep almost saying SPX. And because I keep almost saying SPX, it's really fiddling with my sentences. I can't speak clearly. FTX, SPX. Don't know. You try it. You try it yourself and let me know. So, Multicoin Capital is a VC. All right, they're a pretty big VC. They're very well known. Not as big as 3AC was. They're dead now. But they are pretty big. All right. So let's see what this has to say here. Multicoin Capital, one of the top crypto-focused venture capital firms, is significantly impacted by crypto exchanges FTX's collapse, a letter obtained by the block shows. The letter, sent Tuesday by Multicoin Capital managing partners Kyle Samani and Tushar Jain, two partners of the firm's master fund, shows that around 10% of the fund's total assets under management are still pending withdrawals on FTX. So remember what I said about 10-15 minutes ago where I was explaining how the withdrawal process works. It's stuck in that process. If there's nothing left in the jar, you're not going to get anything back from it. You know, it's just going to be stuck in that in that forever loop, trying to handle that withdrawal, a withdrawal that doesn't exist because, you know, it's like going to the cash machine, sticking your card in, and your balance, the balance that the cash machine tells you, it could say 10, 15, 20 million. But if there's no cash in the cash machine, you can't actually withdraw any of that cash. Is that making sense? Is everybody clear with me so far? Or does anybody have questions? We'll do a little Q&A towards the end of the show, but hopefully everybody's understanding what I'm saying so far. So unfortunately, we were not able to withdraw all the funds and assets on FTX. The letter reads, assets including BTC, ETH, and USD are pending withdrawal and represent approximately 15.6 of the assets in the fund, excluding the side pockets, and approximately 10% of the total fund's assets under management. Before FTX halted withdrawals on Tuesday, Multicoin Capital was able to withdraw around 24% of the fund's assets that were held on the exchange. So, you see, these guys are being cheeky themselves. You know, when people say don't have all your funds on one exchange or don't have any of your funds on an exchange, these guys didn't follow it. Now, they tried their best to get out as much as they could. And to me, it looks like they managed to get most out, and 10% of their total funds are still locked on the exchange. The letter does not mention dollar figures corresponding to the percentages, but Multicoin Capital did not respond to the block's request for comment by press time. Insane. Direct exposure. FTX is one of the three exchanges the Multicoin Master Fund trades on, along with the Coinbase and Binance, according to the letter. The SBF-founded exchange has collapsed amid a liquidity crisis. Rival exchange Binance reached a deal on Tuesday with FTX for a possible acquisition, which is what we spoke about earlier on, okay? If Binance ends up acquiring FTX, then Multicoin expects to be able to recoup 100% of its stuck funds as customers of the FTX exchange. But there is still a probability that the transaction does not close. So look, this is what this thing is saying. This is saying we're trying to get money out of FTX. FTX isn't letting us withdraw anything because there's nothing inside of FTX to withdraw. Binance comes along and says, well, look, I'll buy this. I'll super happily buy this. It doesn't even mean anything to me. I get to take out the competition. I get to buy the exchange. I get global dominance. I get FTX, all of FTX. and then everybody can withdraw again, and Sam is out the picture. However, because Binance walked away from this deal, it seems as though a lot of people are not going to be getting their money back. And this is where it becomes despair. This is where it becomes despair. I'll tell you something, everyone. I was always wondering since the beginning of 2022, I was bullish until around March, April. All right. I was bullish for Q1. I thought this is a pullback, right? I didn't really understand what type of market cycle was playing out. I thought we were in a new paradigm. Who didn't? Obviously now I've got my head screwed on. I'm in order now. But, for the rest of the year, I kept wondering. I said, well, look, if Bitcoin's going to crash to 50K, 40K, 30K, 20K, 10K, what would be what would the dominoes be that would allow it? We had traditional markets that were dragging crypto down, creating a really risk-off environment. We had the rate hikes, we had inflation, all these monetary policies that were being put onto the S&P that was forcing all risk on assets to basically dump to zero. And we saw Bitcoin following suit with that. That made a lot of sense to us when we saw Bitcoin following that. However, what we didn't sort of anticipate would be the drama that could unfold within crypto itself that would allow crypto to drop. Now, we've had the fall of 3AC, 3 arrows, complete failure. We've had the fall of Luna and Do Kwon still being Do Kwon. We've had the fall of, so we had what do we have? We had 3 arrows, we had Luna, we had Celsius was a big one. Celsius was huge. It came straight after Luna did. All right. And then now we have got FTX, and that's 4 major events that have happened. That's pretty much one for every quarter if you think about it. And now we're getting to that stage in crypto now where we're finally looking for that bottom. It's very difficult to short crypto here, and yet at the same time, if crypto dumped, nobody would be surprised because the type of narrative that we've got right now is that crypto should go to zero technically based on all of this. All right. But my thoughts, I'll tell you more towards the end of the episode, maybe in about half an hour. My thoughts, I don't think crypto's going anywhere. I think we've suffered FUD like this before, albeit this is the craziest FUD we've ever suffered. I do think we've been through this before and we'll go through it again. This is not the first time. It's not the last time. Look, I'll be honest with you. The amount of money that came into this market over the last year, 2021, right? You'd have to expect a bear market like this. And in the next bull market, because I believe more money will come into the market and I believe more people will make millions, you can expect the next bear market to be even more wild than this one until the bubble pops. Make that a quote, Trader NJ. Until the bubble pops, Trader NJ. Signed. That's a good signature. Very, very good signature. What do you make of everyone saying you need to delete the FTX app? Yeah, man, get the hell out. Get the hell out. Look, really and truly, what SBF has done here is they've completely fucked up. They really have. It is what it is. Welcome for all the new people that are joining into the show. I see the numbers have gone up. Please make sure you are liking the content and make sure you're subscribing. Bottom right hand corner, if you haven't already, it takes a second to do. Help us get to 5K subscribers. What are we now? We were 5 away about 20 minutes ago. We are 2 subscribers away from 5,000 subscribers. Is this a joke? Is this actually a joke? If you're watching this right now and you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Subscribe to the blood clot content. Let's carry on. Let's continue. Continuing. SBF went on to make a thread. There was this thread that he made on Twitter where he actually stated he fucked everything up. I couldn't believe it when I read it, but it was true. I read it. I read the whole thing. In one of SBF's first public statements since the collapse of FTX, the CEO of cryptocurrency exchange once thought too big to fail, cried mea culpa. Bankfried, also known by his initials SBF, gained a reputation just a few months ago as the crypto world's white knight, and as he and his company FTX threw lifelines to companies mired in this year's crypto winter. His company, check this out, everyone, check this. His company was valued at $32 billion, and he himself was personally worth nearly $16 billion. I thought 15, it was actually 16. What 1 billion would do for you right now, huh? Imagine we had 1 billion between all of us in the chat right now. We'd all be multi-millionaires if we had one between all of us right now. Insane. But now he's explaining how two mistakes made all that disappear in a matter of days. I want to read that again. Let me read that one more time, so everybody can hear it. So SBF, his company, was valued at $32 billion, and he was personally worth nearly $16 billion. But now he's explaining how two mistakes made all of that disappear in a matter of days. What an absolute moron. SBF is now in need of a bailout himself after rival crypto exchange company Binance effectively plunged FTX into bankruptcy overnight. A public spat between SBF and Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, aka CZ, unveiled big liabilities on FTX's books, followed by a shock takeover bid of FTX by Binance that was unraveled in a day. All right. Now, this is the thing. I love CZ, and CZ looks like a really nice guy. But one thing I will tell you is that you do not get to the top the way CZ got to the top by being a nice guy. There is no such thing as a nice guy sitting at the top. If you're a nice guy and you're sitting at the top, you're a prick, G. You're secretly a prick. You have to be cold in business. You have to be ruthless in business. Okay, that's why we're not at 5k subscribers yet. We'd be at 50k subscribers if I was more ruthless with you lot. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. You see what I'm saying? But it's just not in me. It's just not in me. That's why we're at 5k. But CZ though, he's ruthless and cold when it comes to business. Let's be honest. It's not officially spoken and it's not officially said, but everybody knows that CZ cut his head off, bro. CZ finished him. He actually finished him. I was looking at this thinking, is this actually real? He finished him completely. And not only did he do that, but straight after that, immediately after that, like it said overnight, he came and he tried to buy FTX off him. He said, bro, look, don't worry, like, it's going to be okay, innit? I'll buy it off you. Relax. Patting him on the back like he didn't just finish him off himself. Madness. Absolute madness. The whole affair has rocked the crypto world anew after a rocky year and upended the large, unregulated and delicate ecosystem. And SBF is taking responsibility for the part he played in it. He says, right, and I quote, "I'm sorry, that's the biggest thing. I fucked up and I should have done better." Now, you guys and girls know that I don't give a shit about Do Kwon or SBF saying I'm sorry. The fuck you mean I'm sorry, bro? The amount of people that lost all their money, the amount of sob stories I'm hearing on Twitter, the amount of people I've had to speak to over the last couple of days to say do not give up. Fuck you, Sam, bro. Get the hell out of here. What an absolute see you next Tuesday. My argument, my reasoning for this is I fucked up and I'm really sorry. I'm just really... No, hell no. Hell no. Trader SE is right. Trader SE is on Twitter right now going mad. He's going mad at FTX. My other friend Strong on Twitter, he's going mad right now at FTX. And everybody should be too. Listen, we've had this show going for months now. And we've been trying to build this show together, the NJ show. We've been trying to create a community together where people can feel safe, where people can come on this show, talk about crypto, share opinions, have a good time, and feel safe and comfortable. Do you know how many people in the NJ community has been affected by this FTX madness? I know a few of you in the chat too has been affected. So if someone comes out from FTX and says, I'm sorry, bro, suck a D-I-C-K, fam. Get the hell out of here about I'm sorry. No way. Go hide. Go and hide. What an absolute prick. Okay? And the same thing goes to Do Kwon. Don't think we didn't catch you. For Do Kwon, he's acting like he's innocent, But we know, we covered it on this show. We were watching. He was withdrawing 80 million every month. Does that not sound suspect to you? Does that not sound suspect to you? Did we hit 5K subscribers? Did we hit 5K subscribers? Oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh, we hit 5K subscribers. We hit 5K. There we go. On the journey to 6K. Guys, we are trying to hit 6K subscribers. So please do like and subscribe. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll lay it off. I'll lay it off on you guys today. Look, real talk. Real talk. I'm super, super happy that we've hit 5K subscribers. And at the very, very same time, I just want to say, if you have been affected by this FTX madness, just remember, everybody around you has lost money before. I've lost a crap load of money. I've lost, bruh. Liz is in the chat too. Liz has lost money in the bear market too. Not this bear market, but the previous one. Okay? We've all lost money. But we make it back in the bull market. We will make it back in the bull market, and we will make it back a hell of a lot more. Even if regulation comes in. Even if, look, KAR is talking here. When KAR talks, I like to listen. Yeah? But even KAR Crypto is talking about regulation. We don't give a fuck about regulation. We will find a way. We'll all just pack up and move to Dubai if we need to. All right? Now, anyway, I digress. Thank you very much for your lovely support, NJ community. It took us a very long time to get to 5K, but we have done it. We're at 5K now. Let's see what the likes are saying. We're at 54 likes. We want to get over 100 likes. I know you guys can make it happen. Everybody just smash the like. Takes a quick sec to do. All right? Now, going back to where we left off with this whole FTX stuff, it says here FTX meltdown. I feel like I myself had a little meltdown because, you know, screw that guy. That guy's an absolute donkey. You know what I'm saying? The downfall of SBF has been swift and spectacular. FTX has now been deemed worthless by key investor Sequoia Capital. Sequoia is another VC. Which on Thursday marked down its $214 million investment in the company to zero. To zero. In his Twitter post, SBF admitted that FTX had a liquidity problem after seeing users withdraw $5 billion from the exchange in a single day. The full story here is one I'm still fleshing out every detail of, but at a very high level. I fucked up twice. That's what he said, you know? But admitting that you fucked up is people killed themselves. Imagine you found out your brother or your sister or your cousin or your mom or your dad or your son. Imagine you found out one of your close relatives or family members or something like that. You find out they killed themselves because this prick, this nerd. Anyway. The first time a poor internal labeling of bank-related accounts meant I was substantially off my sense of users. Margin. Oh, shut up, bro. Unbelievable. Okay, here Uncle Plays says, yo, NJ, what do you think about the FTT token? I think it's going to zero, brother. Don't touch it. And Geo here says he was trying to raise capital before he was declaring bankruptcy. Yeah, he was. He was trying to declare bankruptcy because he was trying to do the raise, but then he realized he needed $10 billion to raise. And who's going to let you borrow 10 bill? Who's going to do that? There's no such thing. This is not Wall Street. This is crypto. I'm in North London right now doing a stream. This is crypto, not Wall Street, you know? Nicholas says my BlockFi card is cancelled. Yeah, mate, honestly, I think anything that SBF touches is most likely going to zero, if I'm really, really honest with you. I hope you can get your money out. Take one more question. I'm going to carry on. Hey, Trader NJ, do you think we are heading to 14K or lower? I think 14K is seriously on the cards. It looks like a natural magnet for price. At the same time, we could go. I can make arguments for 12K. I can make huge arguments for 12K. I can make even bigger arguments for 11K. And it's very possible that just briefly, momentarily, we break below 10K. Now, look, listen. I don't want you guys to go on Twitter and start saying Trader NJ said we're going below 10K. I don't want you to say that. All I'm saying is that I can make a case for it. And if the dominoes keep falling in the fashion that they are falling as we are currently talking, with this whole FTX stuff, with this whole crypto stuff, if more exchanges continue to do this, if we get one more bearish piece of news, we're not going to drop to 14K, my friends. We're going to drop lower. We're probably going to drop into 10. But it's not going to be 10,000. It might be like 8 or 9. But that's still technically 10. You know, if it just dips into 8 or 9 and then it closes above 10, that's still technically 10. You know what I mean? I hope you guys understand that. Anyway, I'm just gassed. Thank you for 5K subscribers. I really, really am gassed. Min, my brother from Vietnam. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Luke says, is it okay to still buy Solana down the road? I'll let you know if I buy Solana. I'm looking at it. I'll let you know if I buy it. All right. And KAR Crypto here says, I can make a valid case for the COVID low of 3850. Yep. SC can as well. SC spoken about that before as well. I totally agree. Guys, smash up the likes. Let's get to 70 likes. Let's do it. I'm going to continue with the show now. All right. So here we are. We left off here. Okay. So he claims that because of this poor labeling, his sense of leverage was 0x when it actually was 1.7x. Okay, that's huge. That's a very, very big difference. And his sense was that he had 24 times the average amount of daily withdrawals in liquidity when he actually just had 0.8x. Are you guys hearing this? Does this make sense to you guys? So, you know, when we're going back to the cash machine ATM type example, the example that I gave to you guys was, you put your card in, what comment? But he spent 5 billion supporting the rep and them. Think he thought one of them would save him like Trump did Elon with a green grant. Nah, never. This is crypto. It will never happen. Yeah, it will never happen. Anyway, going back to this real quick. With the ATM example that I gave you guys, and I said, look, you need to have money in your ATM in order to withdraw it. You can stick your card in. The machine can say that you've got $20 million. But if you press any buttons to try and withdraw even £10, if the ATM don't have it, you're not going to get it. You know? You're not going to get it. So what Sam is saying here is he's saying, imagine FTX as an ATM or a cash machine. And Sam is saying that I thought that I had more than enough money. I thought that based on the daily withdrawals that we get on FTX, I thought I had 24 times that amount. So if say, for instance, people are withdrawing $1 billion a day, well, not $1 billion a day, but let's say people are withdrawing $100 million a day. His argument is that he has 2.4 billion ready to go. Good to go, clean. In reality, he only had 0.8x, which is less than 1x. So if say, for instance, you've got 100 million being withdrawn every day, and you're saying you've got enough liquidity to handle that for day to day, in reality, all he had was around 180. This is all rhetoric, all right? This is not really, it's all hypothetical, sorry, not rhetoric. Hypothetical in terms of what I'm saying right now. I don't know what the actual number is, but I'm just giving you an example. If it was 100 million, he only had around 180 to handle that, you know? I'm being asked more and more about ledgers. Can you explain how it works? All right, we'll do I'll bring it up in another episode. I'll how to just YouTube it, man. Just go on YouTube and type in how to use Nano Ledger. But I'll see if I can. What's going on, Crypto Cookie? Classic Cookie. Sorry, good to see you. Thank you. Take care, Phil. Good to see you. Thank you for joining the chat. Appreciate you. So let's continue with this. All right. So it tells me a lot of things, both specifically and generally, that I was shit at. He continued before apologizing again for not communicating enough. I should have done more, he says. I'm sorry. I was slammed with things to do and didn't give any updates to all of you. And so we are where we are, which sucks, and that's on me. I'm sorry. You know what? We're all human beings in this chat. I hope so anyway. What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this? Imagine, right? Imagine I told you all right now to buy a token, and you guys all bought that token, and 2 days later, you see the Twitter police comes out and says NJ told his community to buy this token, and as soon as they bought it, he dumped all his tokens on them. And I responded with, I should have said more. I'm sorry. I was slammed with things to do and didn't give updates to you all. And so we are where we are, which sucks. And that's on me. I'm sorry. What? Okay. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Insane. Absolutely insane. So SBF issued a separate apologies for not communicating enough with FTX users throughout this process, saying that his hands were tied while Binance explored the possibility of a takeover deal and he wasn't particularly allowed to say much publicly. You know? SBF added that FTX's sister company, Alameda Research, is now winding down trading. Winding down means collapsing the company, by the way. Winding down doesn't mean chilling out. You know when you're on the phone to your missus and your missus is like, yo, what are you up to? And you're like, I'm just winding down for the day, babe. But no, in this particular instance, we are in finance right now. Winding down means you're winding down the company. It means that you are turning everything off. You know, market is calling for regulation. Who can do it? I think KAR Crypto can do it. I think KAR, you can do it, my brother. You're built for it. You can do it. He also teased that all hope is not lost for FTX for an FTX rescue by another acquirer, although he was ambiguous and he seemed to take more than one shot at his rival and would-be rescuer CZ. At some point, I might have more to say about a particular sparring partner, so to speak. But you know, glass houses. So for now, all I'll say is well played, you won. Unflipping believable. Unflipping believable. BUSD or USDT? I'm holding BUSD at the moment. That's what I'm holding, BUSD. Andrew Davidson, good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate you for tuning in. You know, Uncle plays. What are you saying, Uncle? Uncle says, what are we expecting next regarding FTX? I'm expecting it to rug. Unless CZ buys it, I'm expecting it to rug. Let's read two more articles. Yeah, Lily's winding down. Good to see you, Lily. Cheers. Appreciate you tuning in on a Saturday afternoon. Thank you very much. KAR Crypto says, I know someone if regulatory compliant. Yo, KAR Crypto. Crypto is a huge space, my brother. We can't regulate. It won't be. It will require the government to regulate it. But I appreciate the effects. Now, the thing is, right, we're only halfway through the story. This part here, this part that we just spoke about right here, well played, you won. That was a big part where SBF says to Sam, you know, SBF says to CZ, sorry, well done, you won, you beat me, okay? But it was Sam's fault anyway. Sam's the one who started problems. It wasn't CZ, it was Sam, you know? Now, this is where it gets even worse, okay? And I'm going to take a sip of my drink before I read this one because you cannot make this shit up. Literally. You know when you go to school, yeah, your teacher's looking at you and you're looking back at your teacher's looking at you, you're looking back at your teacher, and your teacher's like, did you do your homework? And at the same time you say, oh, miss, I didn't do my homework. My dog ate it. FTX has been hacked. Crypto disaster worsens as exchange sees mysterious outflows exceeding 600 million. Yeah, fucking right. Okay, sure. I'll give you guys a second to absorb this headline that we've got here right now. I love Diet Coke. Are you guys seeing this headline? Are you seeing this headline right now? Goodness. Simon says, love being in this space. You rock, NJ. Love you, mate. Thank you for tuning into the show. Really, really do. Love you, mate. Nicholas says it sounds childish. Yeah, it does. Absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So let's go through this. FTX officials appeared to confirm rumors of a hack on Telegram, instructing users to delete FTX apps and avoid its website. This seems a little bit suspect to me, you know, ladies and gents. The collapse of FTX, already one of the most spectacular disasters in financial history, worsened as hundreds of millions of dollars were drained from the cryptocurrency exchange hours after it filed for bankruptcy. More than 600 million was siphoned from FTX's crypto wallets late Friday, soon after FTX stated in its official Telegram channel that it had been compromised, instructing users not to install any new upgrades and to delete all FTX apps. So you guys see it there. Make sure you're deleting all the FTX apps that you have. Mine have already been deleted. I'm not interested. I'm not involved. FTX has allegedly been hacked. FTX apps are malware. Delete them. Chat is open. Don't go to FTX site as it might download Trojans, wrote an account administrator in the FTX support Telegram chat. The message was pinned by FTX General Counsel Ryan Miller. This is absolutely bonkers. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. Andrew, what's Andrew saying here? Plot twist. Our tokens are already just locked up safely on FTX with no chance of capitulation, held safely to be returned in the next bull market. I'll be honest with you, Andrew. I don't believe that's the case. I wish it was. I really wish it was. But one thing I will say is do not give up. FTX, the way that you guys know FTX, I'm going to make my screen big for this. The way that you guys know FTX is through the token FTT. FTT was a token that launched in the bull market and it printed absolutely phenomenal gains. Okay? During the bull market of 2021, that token was a new shiny toy, and that is what made people get into it. It was a new shiny toy that after doing a 10x went on to do another 10x, and that is why people were loving it. In the next bull market, there's going to be 100 more new shiny toys. So do not let this destroy your love for crypto because they're not worth it. Okay? They're not worth it. Hours later, Miller disclosed in a tweet that FTX US and FTX.com had been moving all their digital assets to cold storage because of the Friday bankruptcy. Process was expedited this evening to mitigate damage upon observing unauthorized transactions. He said, following the Chapter 11 bankruptcy filings, FTX US and FTX.com initiated precautionary steps to move all digital assets to cold storage. Sure. Many FTX wallet holders reported $0 balances in their FTX.com and FTX US wallets. FTX APIs appeared to be down, which could account for this. According to on-chain data, various Ethereum tokens as well as Solana and Binance Smart Chain tokens exited FTX official wallets and moved to decentralized exchanges like 1inch. Both FTX and FTX US appear to be affected. The transfers occurred on the same day that the firm filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the US after apparently losing or misappropriating billions of dollars in user funds. Suspicions, which is a key word, which are conjecture at this point, circulated online about whether, rather than an attack outside, somebody inside the company might have been responsible. Even this article saying, was it SBF? Are you mad? Are you actually mad? Hey, do you know what? I want to ask you guys the question. Let me know in the chat. Was it SBF that hacked SBF? Or was it a mysterious entity that we are unknowingly unaware of? Let me know in the chat. Was it SBF or was it some mysterious entity? On Twitter, members of the cryptocurrency community quickly began to speculate that the outflows could have been coordinated by a member of SBF's inner circle, pointing out that the simultaneous and sophisticated hacks of FTX and FTX US are indicative of a potential inside job. Twitter police, ZachXBT, watch out. ZachXBT tweeted Friday night that multiple former FTX employees confirmed to me that they do not recognize these transfers. Around midnight Eastern time, FTX's login portal was unavailable, though the site was still online, giving users a 503 error. When they attempted to log in, a 503 error happens when the server is unavailable, commonly because it's down for maintenance or unavailable for access. Bruh, this, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. You can't. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. But look, it says it here perfectly said. It's strange that he was fired as CEO and next thing FTX gets hacked. Let's see what you guys are saying here. I heard it was a lone gunman, says White Legend. A lone gun. That's a good one. I like that. SBF and his goon squad, says a well-dressed ape. Caroline. It was Caroline. No, I wouldn't know. Caroline doesn't look in it for the money, you know. She just doesn't strike me as someone that wants to spend money. You know, like, look, money. Thing about money, yeah, is money is not even haram like that. You know, yeah, it can make you a little bit arrogant, but at the same time, everybody loves spending money. But when I look at Caroline, she just don't look like she spends money. She just looks like, I don't know, man. I don't even know. I don't really know how to comment on her, bro. I don't know how to comment. Eduardo is saying SBF, it's SBF. Gio is saying it's definitely SBF. KAR is saying it's definitely SBF. Luke is saying it's SPF. Lily is coming in and saying it was Do Kwon. Now, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Do Kwon had some involvement in this, you know. Do they really believe they can get the money and run with them and no one investigate them? Yeah, I know. I know. Shane says, yo, NJ, good to see you, mate. Cheers for joining the show. Nickerman says, never trust a dude that sleeps in a beanbag with your money, man. Simon says, Anonymous did it. They were getting their investment back. So did Anonymous donate to FTX or have a stake in FTX? Because if they did, that would be the biggest sort of catch-22 I've ever seen. All right, let's cover two more articles. We'll do a short Q&A and then I'm going to shoot off, all right? I do appreciate everybody tuning in on a Saturday to come and listen to me talk about this. I really, really appreciate it. We actually broke 5,000 subscribers, you know. I'm still really gassed about that. I'm still really, really chuffed about that. We broke 5,000 subscribers. The NJ show and the NJ community are officially a community that has a 5K YouTube channel. We're getting there. We're getting there. We really are. We'll be recognized at some stage. You know, give it until the next bull market. We'll be recognized. We'll have something to show for it. So, let's have a quick look at this. Bear with. Exclusive. At least $1 billion of client funds missing at FTX. Interesting. New York's... Oh, this is the New York. Okay, New York. At least $1 billion of customer funds have vanished from collapsed crypto exchange FTX, according to two people familiar with the matter. Imagine you're at school. Imagine you're at uni or something like that. You're at college or something and you're doing a paper for your teacher. You hand in your paper to the teacher. She's looking at your quotes. Where's the references? And you put, according to two people familiar with the matter. That's mad. I need to show my sister that. She's in uni. The exchange's founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, secretly transferred $10 billion of customer funds from FTX to SBF's trading company, Alameda Research. The people told Reuters, the two people who are familiar with the matter. The exchange's founder, SBF, a large portion of that total has since disappeared, they said. One source put the missing amount at about $1.7 billion. The other said the gap was between 1 and 2 billion. So, where do we stand on the whole FTX situation in terms of the withdrawals? At this point, I've got to be really honest with you. I think personally that money is gone. I think that this is the capitulation of the bear market. I think Celsius was fucked up and we knew people who lost money in Celsius. I think Luna was fucked up. We saw a lot of people lose money in Luna. 3AC was kind of, did they really lose a lot? Did people really lose a huge amount through 3AC? Not really. It was a story that needed to be told. It was a story that affected crypto as a whole. But for this one, the really sad situation here is that this $1 billion or $1 to $2 billion, we're probably never going to see again. It's gone to the pockets of very, 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 very greedy people, unfortunately. I can't tell you who those people are exactly, but that's what's happened. And this is it. This is capitulation. So if you've been watching this show over the last, last couple of months, you guys will know that I've been talking about the coming of the accumulation period in this market and that we needed to see the market flushed to lower levels in order to get us there. And unfortunately, this is what it took for us to get there. This is what it took. Okay. Final article. FTX owes Miami $16.5 million for arena sponsorship cancellation. The contract between FTX. One sec. The contract between FTX and Miami-Dade County says FTX must pay the county 3 years of fees in the event of a default. FTX owes Miami-Dade County, the owners of the facility formerly known as FTX Arena, $16.5 million, according to a contract signed last year between the bankrupt exchange and them. According to the contract, it's the $135 million deal is amortized over 19 years. The contract also says that in the event of a default by FTX, which includes an insolvency event, the exchange will be liable to pay 3 years of contract fees within 60 days. After paying $14 million during the signing of the contract, FTX will now be liable to pay $16.5 million for the subsequent 3 years. If the repayment is not paid within 10 business days, the county says it has the right to charge 12% interest per annum until the payment is made. Now, this is the thing. I know what you guys are thinking right now. When you guys see this, you're like, yeah, right. They're never going to get a penny out of FTX. But the main sort of bit to look at here is this 12% per interest per year. So if they owe 16.5 million, well, 10% of that is 1.65, but it's going to be around 1.8 million a year that they can add to that debt. And the thing is, they're not going to get it today or tomorrow, but we've been talking about regulation coming into this space anyway. As we get, what's 12% of nothing, says KAR Crypto. Well, it's not 12% of nothing. It's 12% of the amount that they owe. So 16.5 million, 12% of that, and they'll add that every year as interest. Whether or not they'll get it, I don't think so. And this is what it was supposed to look like in terms of what they were going to be paying every year. It's a lot of money, man. $7 million a year is no joke, In the first year, the exchange paid the county $14 million, while between years 2 and 4, it owed an annual fee of $5.5 million. In year 5, it owes $6 million, and by year 10, it owes $7 million, then 8 by year 19. Late Friday, the county and the Miami Heat announced that they had terminated the relationship with FTX because of its bankruptcy. The reports of FTX and its affiliates are extremely disappointing. Miami-Dade County and the Miami Heat are immediately taking action to terminate our business relationships with FTX, and we will be working together to find a new naming rights partner for the arena, a press statement issued Friday reads. So this is the statement. We're not going to be reading this statement. This is, this is X, Y, and Z. But just mainly so you guys know. And that's the end of that article. So look, listen, what I'll do now is I'll take some questions from you lovely people. If you want to have any questions, or if you want to say anything, feel free to drop a comment, have your comment read out, etc., etc. I'm here for another couple of minutes, I suppose, and I'll shoot off. But what do you guys think about everything that's going on at the moment? What's your thoughts on everything that's happening? For me personally, it's really sad to see. I'm not really bothered about FTX going down, and I'm not really bothered about why crypto is capitulating, but more so, it does make me really sad to see the amount of people that lost all their money. It does. I've heard reports of suicides and stuff, because of that, and that isn't something very nice to wake up to. I'm a crypto person. I speak crypto. I talk crypto. Crypto is my whole life. It's literally my whole life. In the morning, I talk about crypto. In the evening, I talk about crypto. I come on YouTube to talk about crypto. I'm on Twitter with 54,000 followers talking about crypto. And seeing people kill themselves because of crypto, it's not very fair. It's not very fair to them, and it's not very fair to us. Us who are passionate about crypto, and we actually give a shit about crypto. So it's very, 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 very sad. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Frederico says, winding down here, NJ. Have a good one. Take care, Frederico. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Y Legend says, I wish I made $7 million a year. Bro, maybe in the next bull market you will make that, man. Maybe you will. Shane says NJ is what you make every quarter. I wish. Actually, I don't wish. I don't really need that much. Yeah, I just need enough to continue doing what I'm doing. What are you looking to buy for the next bull run? Says Luke. I'll be really honest with you. I'm not really fussed at the moment. I think when the market capitulates fully, any time now, really. I think the low should be here any time. I mean, when I came on with XO, I said that I'd be looking for the lows within 3 to 6 months. That's what I said on the episode with XO. And I think we're getting there now. I think we're almost at the lows. I think I'd be more focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I think for altcoins, I'll wait for the new altcoins to come out, the shiny ones. All the altcoins that you guys are looking at now, PYR, this one, that one, this one, that one, they're nice. They're good coins, but there's going to be new ones that does it better. You know, every cycle is like that. 2018, when I was looking at certain coins in 2018, I was super bullish on those coins. And in 2021, when the market started going, those coins pumped that I liked, but nowhere near the way the new ones did. So I'm just going to follow the money. I'm going to follow the trend. That's what I'm going to do, you know? Can we get a little like spike, by the way? I'd really appreciate that as we close off the episode. We're 30 away from 100, so a little like spike would be really good. What's Lily saying? Is this bear market sentiment in 2018 worse than now? Yeah, it was. It was worse than now. 2018 was worse than this, for sure. At what price are you planning to enter Solana? I'm not entering Solana yet. I know that the natural sort of entry for Solana, everybody was looking for sort of $12, $10. I think I said 10. I think XO said 10. I'm going to be waiting patiently for now, okay? Because I don't think the despair is over. All right? We still have bearish traditional markets. The whole drama with CZ and SBF hasn't finished yet. This is part 2 of the episode. In a few days' time, there might be so much more that has unfolded that we may need to do a part 3. All right? And if this continues going in the fashion that it's going to, I don't know if $10 would be the low for Solana. It might go lower. And just bear in mind that the private sale was at 20 cents, all right? So even if it did go to $1, we could be screaming crazy. We could be screaming like crazy saying, oh my God, this is over, this is over, this is over. But on paper, private sale was at 20 cents. So let's just keep realistic, you know. I do think I'll have a look when I see $10. I'll see what I'm thinking at the time. I'll see what Bitcoin's doing, what Ethereum is doing. Otherwise, I think it can go lower. And just to let you guys know, I was with Liz. at the time, right? Solana was at $1. We were literally talking about it, and Liz was in the chat telling me I think we should buy Solana at $1. All right, so I've seen it trade at $1 before. I've seen it trade at $2 before. I've seen it trade at $3 before, and I've seen SBF tweet saying, I'll buy all the Solana that you can give me right now for $3 and then get the hell out of here. So really and truly, there are signs out there that show me that if Solana was trading tomorrow at $2.50, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so just be very careful. Now is not the time to enter anything. All right, that's my honest opinion. See what else have we got. What's Andreas saying? Andres is saying, in it for the tech. How do you think Web3 project on Solana like Star Atlas will be affected by this? Hello from Costa Rica. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Projects like Star Atlas, again, it's just a project. It's another project. I think that there's going to be new shiny toys going into the next cycle. I think that sort of, altcoins are telling us to exit. Altcoins could probably dump another 50% from here, if I'm really, really honest with you. So in terms of what I think about Star Atlas, I think if the rest of the market is going to go down, so will it. I'm not telling you to sell, but I'm just saying don't expect heavy returns on it anytime soon. All right? Very, very sorry for that response, but I have to tell you the truth, right? So if Alameda was responsible for the second BTC pump in 2021, do you think we'll get a bull run at all before the halving, considering that the Fed won't just randomly ease up the won't just randomly QE out of nowhere anytime soon? Okay, look. I think that inflation is coming down. I think that CPI came in at 0.02% less than what we thought, 0.2% less than we thought, sorry. I think that we're not going to get any more 100 BPS increases in terms of the FOMC meetings. I think that we've been in a bear market now for a year. I think that the all-time high for Bitcoin was at $70,000, and we're now trading below the 2017 all-time high at 16,000. I think that a bull run won't come in a few days. No, it won't. It won't come in a few weeks. I think that we are pretty much ready now. We have all the ingredients that we need to create an accumulation period. And that's what I think. I think that we're going to forget about this news later on in life. In a year's time, this is not going to really be, we're not going to really care about this in a year's time. And I think in the next bull market, everyone will forget about a lot that's happened in this one. All right. The bear market feels so the bear market feels so intense because you're living through it. But once you've lived through it, once you go into the next cycle, even the first 2-3 weeks of the next cycle, you'll forget all about this bear market. So the question that you actually asked was, will we get a bull run at all before the halving? I don't think so. That's the question. I think we need accumulation first. I think we'll get a bear market rally like the one we had in 2019. If you want to look at your charts, go to the weekly chart, have a look at, is it June 2019? I think it was June 2019. Have a look at that. I think we could get something similar to that, but not, but I don't think it will be a bull market. Did you hear City got beat by Brentford? Yeah, I did. Ivan Toney scored the last goal. It was pretty good, pretty decent. That was very interesting. I didn't actually watch it, but it was pretty decent. I'll watch the highlights afterwards. Anything else? Anything else? Any World Cup tokens you could recommend? Nah, bro. Definitely not. Definitely not. CHZ was the best World Cup token that you could have had. And everything just nuked. Now, you could technically buy it and it might do a 10x, but what are the chances that it dumps 60%? What are the chances? I think the chances of it dumping are higher than it going up, and therefore I would prefer to be defensive right now as opposed to aggressive. I think in a market where, you know, price is going up, altcoins are popping, we've got bullish news coming out, traditional markets signaling risk on, I think in those markets, I'm down to gamble. You know, I'm down to really roll the dice. I look forward to rolling the dice in those markets. But in environments like this, you've got to be defensive. So when you're being defensive, you've got to decide what is better in terms of risk. Is it better to put your money down and hope for a 10x because it's possible? Or do you want to put your money down with the risk of losing 50, 60%? And in reality, the chances of you losing 50, 60% are much higher than the project even doing a 2x. You know, so think about it for yourself, my bro. Think about it for yourself. NJ, do you have like a chart of your favorite alts and estimated prices? No, I don't. Midterm outlook for Shiba, I think down. I think Elon's trying to pump Doge. So I don't know if you guys know, there's a Twitter space that was happening this morning, right? Where there's a Twitter space that was happening this morning where it was like an FTX emergency thing, and Elon Musk actually jumped into it. He jumped into it and started shilling Doge. So Doge just started pumping like crazy today. But Shiba didn't really follow, you know, not really. Well, it did a little bit, but then it's pretty much retraced now. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for me. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for all joining into the show. Thank you for subscribing to the show as well. We broke 5,000 subscribers. I'm very, very, very happy. Unbelievable. You guys and girls are absolutely unbelievable. It's a serious pleasure doing all this with you guys. It's fun. It's really a lot of fun. So thank you for you guys for joining in. I hope you guys are really enjoying the content. Feel free to leave a comment. Make sure you're liking the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you are subscribing to the channel. We'll be doing a crap load of episodes going up to the bull market. And when the bull market kicks off, I hope you've got your popcorn ready because we're going to be coming live a lot. Okay? Hence why I bug you guys about subscribing to the channel. All right? Cheers, everyone. Take care. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Catch you guys next week. All right? Bye.